That is almost 100 pounds of weight loss. Like, hey guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Chidi, and today we're going to be talking about how I was able to lose 70 pounds in just under 6 months. So, of course, I want to say long time no see. I have not been on this channel in quite some time, but we're going to bypass all the pleasantries today. We'll get into where I've been and where I'm going much later. But today I just want to talk to you guys all about my weight loss journey and how I was able to lose the weight and maintain it over the last year. 70 pounds. I would say actually I lost about 75 in total, but I teeter between the 75 to 70 pounds of weight loss. At my highest weight, I was 245 pounds. The lowest I've gotten is 165, and currently I'm sitting around about 175. That is almost 100 pounds of weight loss. Like, it's so crazy to think that I ever even got to 245 pounds. But you know what? The theme of today's video is about redemption, overcoming, and being a conqueror over your own situation. So if you guys are struggling with weight loss, if you've maybe lost a little bit of weight and hit a plateau, or if you just want to hear a story, you know, maybe you're intrigued by weight loss stories, you are in the right place. So without further ado, and before the sun goes down, let's get into the video. So how did I even get to 245 pounds? Like, that is the question. One day I will do a full story on that if y'all actually want to hear it. But I know y'all are here to hear about the weight loss, not how I gained the weight. Because I'm sure you could assume how I gained the weight. I mean, I was eating a lot. I was eating a lot and moving a little, for lack of better words. But I will say that I was dealing with a lot of depression and anxiety. I was not leaving my house. I wasn't able to drive my car. Whenever I say depression and anxiety, people be like, oh, okay, you know, depression and anxiety. Like, who wasn't? Like, who isn't dealing with that? The type of anxiety I was dealing with was I was having consistent panic attacks. I could not drive. I could not be out anywhere in public for too long. So it was a very specific type of anxiety that I was dealing with, and that did cause me to fall deeper and deeper into a depression. So I did what a lot of people do when they are in those type of mental spaces, and I ate quite a lot. So it was mid 2022, end of May. I had just experienced a really significant loss in my family, and that loss kind of reignited a passion in me, or it reignited my hunger for living a fulfilled life. It reminded me that I'm here for a much greater purpose, that I cannot just let my life waste away, not going anywhere, not driving anywhere, not feeling good, not looking good, not having a social life of any sort, not even, going to work like a normal person. I just felt so outside of myself. So experiencing that loss, although I was grieving, it also reignited that thing in me that told me Chidi, this is not the time for jokes. You have to get out of this weird headspace that you found yourself in. You have to get out of this weird physical space that you found yourself in. For one, you have to make a promise to yourself and to God. I didn't have any accountability partners. I didn't have anyone going on this journey with me, so it was just me and God. I wrote down where I wanted to be in the next 6 months to a year, because I know what a weight loss journey takes. This wasn't my first time trying to lose weight, but this was the most amount of weight that I've ever attempted to lose at once. So at that point, I was at my highest weight of 245 pounds, and I knew I at least wanted to get back in the 100s. Being over 200 pounds, I'm sorry, but that is not my portion. So I made it a point to make that mental shift to say, I can lose the weight, and I will lose the weight. So making that mental shift alone did wonders for me, because I had spent the last year and a half of my life making excuses for why I wasn't able to do these things. So waking up every morning and telling myself that I can and I will definitely made all the difference. Next thing I did was I decided to start simple with making small commitments to myself each and every day. So I started off first by saying I'm going to walk at least 30 minutes each day. 30 minutes turned into an hour. An hour turned into an hour and 30 minutes. And then I started walking more to meet a step goal. I'm sure we've all heard of the hot girl walks that everybody's doing now, 10,000 steps to 15,000 steps every day. Whatever floats your boat, just make a goal for yourself and stick to it. So I immediately started doing my hot girl walks, doing about 30 minutes of walking each and every day. And this was really good for me because it was a way for me to get active without having to actually go into a gym or like a Pilates studio where I felt like I might be judged. And I'm going to tell you right now, for those of y'all who have never been obese, which I was, I'm not even going to say I was overweight, I was obese. If you've never been at that state in your life, you do not know what it feels like. So please do not tell your friends and your family members who are trying to lose weight that they look fine and nobody's judging and this and that and that and this. No matter what you tell them, they are going to have their own feelings about their level of comfortability. So don't try to force anybody into anything that they're not ready for. For me personally, I was not ready to go into a gym, and so I didn't. So like I said, I made that commitment to myself that I was going to do the 30 minutes of walking each and every day. Like I said, that turned into an hour and so on and so forth. And after like a month or so of doing that, I had already seen drastic changes. Not only had I noticed that I had lost weight, the scale was going down, and I could tell my clothes were fitting better, my family was also noticing. Things like that really did encourage me. So of course I started with my walks. Then I committed myself to drinking a gallon of water each day. Currently I don't drink a gallon of water each day anymore, and I don't even think that that's like standard in the weight loss community anymore. I think what everybody has honed in on is drinking electrolytes with your water, and so you can drink like maybe half a gallon of water, but make sure you're putting electrolytes into at least 1 glass of water each day, because one thing that I guess doctors, scientists were noticing was that people drinking a gallon of water each day, their body was not getting like properly replenished with like nutrients. It's like the water was just kind of like moving through you, because when you drink that much water in a day, you be in the bathroom every couple of minutes. So apparently that's not even necessarily good for you, but at that time anything was better than what I was doing before. So I started drinking a gallon of water each day. So like I said, after like a month of doing the gallon of water and walking each and every day, I started to feel more confident, and so I decided to get a gym membership. I got a gym membership and I got a ClassPass membership. The reason I did that is because I knew I wanted to do Pilates. I still wasn't all the way comfortable with the idea of like going to a Pilates studio with all of these like soccer moms with like their cute bodies and stuff like that. Like I still was not comfortable with that. I was still pretty self-conscious. So I had gotten the ClassPass membership just to encourage myself. I knew that if I had the membership, I would kind of like be forced to go because I would want to use my credits. But something that's really cool about ClassPass is that if you don't use your credits 1 month, they do like transfer over to the next month. So for the first month of paying for ClassPass, I actually didn't go. I was just going to my local gym because that's where I was comfortable with going to. So once I got more comfortable in the gym, I started seeing more progress. Then I started doing my ClassPass consistently. And I will say Pilates made some of the biggest difference in my weight loss journey. Like getting through a Pilates class feels like you just conquered like something, like you just defeated something. I don't know, like you just feel so accomplished when you finish the Pilates class. And there's just nothing like it. If you have never used ClassPass and you wanted to try like Pilates or kickboxing or like any other type of like studio type of classes, I want you to go to the link in my bio, and I believe it gives you either like 14 days of class, or it gives you, I think, 14 credits for free. But either way, it's free, and I like free. So go to my bio and get that if you never tried ClassPass, okay? Because I will definitely say that Pilates changed my life. I'm still a Pilates girl to this very day. I started back in 2022. I still do Pilates today, and we're going into 2025. So do your Pilates, man. Pilates is the way to go. If you're a girl who just wants to drop weight while toning, I know people try to say that toning isn't a real thing. I believe what you do in Pilates yields the results that women who say they want to tone are actually looking for. So do Pilates. Okay, the next thing I did before the sun goes completely down now, this is so irritating. Okay, anyways, working out obviously played a huge part in my weight loss journey, and finding out what workouts I was comfortable with, what workouts gave me the best results, that was all very important. But at a certain point, I had hit a plateau and something had to change. Although I was already eating at what I believe was a calorie deficit, I think I just needed to change the way I was eating. Rather than focusing on calories, I always recommend that people focus more on their macros. And this is when I was introduced to high protein, moderate carb dieting. Now, I don't even want to call it dieting. It's more of just like a way of eating, because I still eat high protein, moderate carb now. And I think as adults, that's probably the best way to go, because high protein, you need protein for your body to like function in the way you want it to build strong muscles, things of that nature. And then carbs, you need that for energy. So rather than going low carb, if you're going to be someone that's working out, it's always better to go probably moderate carb with a high focus on fiber. So anyways, that's when I was introduced to a high protein, moderate carb diet. That is when I started seeing the biggest change. The first month of me focusing on high protein, moderate carb, I lost 12 pounds that month. Do you know what 12 pounds in a month is? That's about 3 pounds a week. Like what? The weight was falling off. And honestly, once I got my diet and my workouts to like coincide and to make sense for me, that's when weight loss got a whole lot easier for me. I've always struggled, like even prior to this like grand weight loss journey, I have had like mini weight loss journeys where maybe I was trying to lose like 10 pounds or 15 pounds. It was never easy for me. And like looking back, it's because I was not eating for my goals. I was not tracking my macros. I was so focused on eating what I thought was healthy, what was marketed as healthy, and not what was actually going to produce the results that I was looking for. So high protein, moderate carb definitely saved the day. But one thing that I did that I don't hear about a lot of people doing is that I didn't cut out any of my favorite foods. If you intend to make this type of eating an actual part of your lifestyle, it's important that you do things that you can see yourself maintaining over a long period of time. And for me, I did not see myself cutting out my favorite foods. I like pasta. I like burgers. I like eating Wingstop. I like eating Chick-fil-A. So something that I don't hear a lot of people doing is incorporating these foods into their diet. Now for me, I don't believe in a cheat day, but I do believe in cheat meals. So once every like 2 weeks, I would give myself like a proper cheat meal where I would be able to like go out to eat at one of my favorite restaurants and just pick out, eat whatever I want. Now, one thing that people don't always like say is that when you have a cheat meal, that means you need to kind of like adjust your meals that you're going to be eating around that cheat meal that day. Don't have like your big high protein like 600 calorie breakfast that morning. That might be a day to just have like a protein shake for breakfast. That might be a day to just have a light dinner, maybe a salad or like a protein and a vegetable for dinner, because that lunch was probably where you wanted to put your cheat meal. So you have to kind of like tweak things so that your cheat meal doesn't even bring you too far out of your macro goals for each day. In addition to not cutting out my favorite foods, I would find ways to make my favorite foods in a healthier version. Any food that you would ever want to eat that comes made in an unhealthy way can be made in a healthy way. So for me, if I was craving Chick-fil-A and I knew that that just didn't coincide with my goals for that week, I would just Google healthy Chick-fil-A recipe, healthy pizza recipe, healthy Wingstop recipe, like healthy anything recipe. And I was able to make my favorite foods at home. Granted, that does take a little bit more extra effort, but it left me feeling satisfied and like I wasn't depriving myself. And I think that's really important in a weight loss journey, to not deprive yourself, to not make yourself feel like you're missing out. I think that's how people end up backtracking a lot of times and going back to their old ways. So in all honesty, I feel like that was one of the main things that allowed me to stay consistently on my plan and not to divert in any way, shape, or form. And what ultimately brought me to my goal of reaching 70 pounds of weight loss. Now, to be honest with you guys, 70 pounds, although it is, you know, a great accomplishment, I'm ready to lose a little bit more. I'm not gonna lie to you guys, I do have a lower goal weight. Okay, I've been sitting at 170, which is a good weight for my, you know, stature, I guess. 170 is okay, but I have a little bit of a lower weight goal, and I want to kind of like push myself into full drive and meet that weight goal and find a way to actually maintain that weight goal. So I just wanted to make this video to like kind of reignite that passion in myself and to remind myself of the sacrifices that I did make back then and remind myself that it is possible. So with the information that I've given y'all today, I really hope that that'll be helpful to you guys in your weight loss journey. I just wanted to share, you know, some of my tips and tricks. Of course, there's like multiple other things that I did, because a weight loss journey is not linear. It's not like, oh, I walked and then I went to the gym and then I, you know, started eating high protein, low carb. It definitely had like some dips. There was things that worked, things that didn't work, and so I definitely want to tell you guys more about those, but this is just a little bit of an overview and, you know, something to give you guys a little bit of motivation. If you are on a weight loss journey, I know we're getting into a new year. A lot of people like to start their weight loss journeys at the top of the year. Whether you want to start today or you want to start in February or March, it doesn't matter. I just want you guys to know that you can do it. You can do all things through Christ who gives you strength. If anybody tells you you can't, let them know that God says otherwise, okay? So if you guys have any questions about my weight loss journey, or if you need any help or any assistance, definitely let me know. You know, I'm getting back into this YouTube thing, so I want to fully immerse myself in the process, and I want to be as much of a resource for you guys as I can. So if there's any way I can help you through your weight loss journey, let me know. If anything I said today wasn't clear, or if you want me to go more into depth in another video, also let me know that, and I absolutely will. Like I said, if you guys want to get the 14 days free or the 14 free credits on ClassPass, use my link down below. And yeah, thank you guys so much for watching this video. The sun is pretty much gone at this point, so I'm gonna go now. Thank you guys so much for watching this video, and I wish you guys the best of luck on your weight loss journey. Bye.